Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and this is a video with real purpose. I promised I would tackle in a gentle way a bit of correction and updated information on some misinformation that is out there. But first, let me tell you that Hugo from Flare Networks will be coming onto the channel soon. Sooner than the Flare Spark token will be dropped. No, really. He's going to be joining me, and we're going to talk about Songbird, because as of today, Songbird is in flight, meaning we are in an observation mode, and it's looking like it's going to show up in everybody's wallet of those who are participating by the 27th, at least for trading it. I'm really paying attention to all the questions on comments of other channels and Twitter so that we can ask the right questions when he comes on. If you really want to go and seek out some information right now, at Status on Twitter about an hour ago created a detail card where you can currently see what the observation mode is all about, the Canary network, also how to check your ratio for your claim. There is 1 XRP for every 0.1511 Songbird. There are some warnings too, of course, because we are in test mode. So that's at STEDAS on Twitter. Also, don't forget Mickey B. Fresh and Patty XRP with their DeFi channel. You have Flare Community, which is at Flare Community on Twitter. He has a YouTube channel. Fabulous source. And Martin Vault, too, has been doing a lot of videos that are supporting all of the happenings for Flare and Songbird. So I know there's lots of good sources out there, but for me, those three were really important today. Now, I want to make one thing super clear, and that is David Schwartz, the Ripple CTO. He is the expert for XRP and the XRP ledger. He does engage on Twitter occasionally, so it's important to follow him because he does chime in on issues that are related to the ledger and brings clarity to many issues. But for another source, I really want you to be looking to Matt Hamilton. He is at Hammertoe on Twitter. He is just reliable, really puts an enormous amount of time into answering questions. And today he published an article in the Ripple Insights, which is Facts and Fiction, debunking the XRP ledger and misconceptions, especially that misconception of being centralized. Luckily, the person that I'm going to be trying to make some updates to his narrative didn't talk about centralization. So I think he is over that one. But you want to just really rely on these sources. And especially if you're new, XRP Arcade, wonderful, wonderful go-to place. And Leonidas, who is operating it, he's back in the mix, meaning he's making content again, and he is active on Twitter. He is super, super trustworthy when it comes to the information that he puts out. All right, so here we go. This is George. George is someone I have been following for years, and I think, George, you're doing a fantastic job on the DeFi projects. Really good. I love it. But you're not keeping up with XRP, and it's not your fault. I know that because this is a project that is not so easy to follow. There has been a tremendous amount of growth building out in the use cases other than Ripple, and there has been some enhancements to ODL that you wouldn't know if you didn't follow the project closely. So we're going to go through your video that you put out on the 16th. You had 107,000 views, which really is why so many people were sending me the link and asking me, what's going on? What's going on? So, all right, George, here we go. We're going to get you up to date here. I'm going to start and stop you. So this is going to be a little difficult, but I'll do my very best. And here we go.
Can you give me a clear reason why you despise XRP? I don't despise it. I just think there's better projects.
Okay, that's fair. If you think there's better projects, I think there are some fantastic projects out there. My comment would be that this space is proving out to have a lot of really solid projects that are solving problems, and XRP is one of them. But I agree, there are some really great projects out there. All right, here we go.
I understand. People will always say the XRP army is quick to point out to anyone that doesn't like XRP, like, oh, you don't truly understand it. No, it's the reason. The reason is I do understand it, and it doesn't make sense. XRP should be a stable coin.
Yikes. Okay, George. No, XRP should not be a stable coin. Stable coins are usually tied or pegged to something, right? Usually a sovereign fiat. A perfect example is a central bank digital currency. When you have something that is tied to something that can't be in a trustless environment, you're in a walled garden. And this is exactly why XRP works beautifully as a bridge currency for the stablecoin of the sovereign currencies that are the CBDCs. So why does it work so well? Because it's neutral. And that is the beautiful part of XRP, is that it's not tied to any country. So it doesn't have to operate inside a walled garden. All right, let's hear what else you have to say here.
XRP is meant to be a bridge currency to get rid of nostro accounts for foreign banks and stuff like that. So it's supposed to replace the USD. Okay?
Whoa, it's supposed to replace the USD. No. It was never meant to replace the US dollar. Always was meant to be a bridge currency, a neutral bridge currency to facilitate payments. That's why it was built originally. It's found a lot of other use cases now, but for the use case that you're talking about, it was never meant to replace the US dollar. It does definitely eliminate those nostro accounts. Those are the accounts where banks will park money with their banking partners all around the world. It's expensive. It's a poor use of capital, and the cost to manage that money is really high. So just remember, it was never made to replace the US dollar. It needs to not be tied to anything. It needs to be neutral, which it is. All right, continuing on.
Basically, if you are a bank and you want to transfer large amounts to different countries because for whatever reason, right, rather than try to use, wire transfer, whatever, you could use XRP. And then rather than have to worry about different currencies of different countries and converting it and stuff like that, you can just use XRP to convert it. That's the thing. But if you step back and think about it, XRP is not a stable coin. It goes up and down in value.
It does go up and down in value. It goes up and down in value a lot. But you know what? That doesn't matter, because settlement occurs in 3 to 5 seconds. So it's not an issue. It's not an issue at all. All right, continuing on. Go ahead, George. I'm ready for you.
Right? And the fact that it has a set supply actually hurts it in a way.
Yikes, a set supply hurts it in a way. Oh my gosh, the fixed supply, as the on-demand liquidity corridors build out and increase, and the other use cases tap into that supply, well, demand increases. It's simple economics. Supply and demand. Higher demand, higher price. Doesn't hurt it at all. All right, George, I'm ready.
It's great for investors, but XRP is not supposed to be an investment vehicle. It's not supposed to be a security, okay? And that's what they're trying to argue, that it's a utility. And that's why the SEC is going after them. But the reason why banks won't use it, or financial institutions won't use it, because they won't hold it. They won't buy XRP and hold it, because the next day it could drop 20%. They're not going to use it for that intended purpose.
Okay, this is not your fault. This is an enhancement that has occurred, and that is where most people are still stuck in the old model of ODL. Let me show you something here. What is happening now is that there is a Ripple wallet that is maintained by Ripple, and that people, customers within RippleNet can tap into on demand when they need it. And not only can they use it on demand, they can also use it on credit. They can run that credit out 60 days. This is new. I wouldn't have expected you to know that unless you really are following this project closely. So I'll give you a pass on that one. Okay, here we go.
And if they just buy XRP to transfer and then they sell it right away, then XRP never goes up in value. So that's why if you look at the token item.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. You're saying if it just gets in this loop where it goes from one fiat again to another side of fiat and it just sells, and we think of this loop that just doesn't do anything except keep going back and forth and back and forth. You're right, but hang on. Think of that one corridor from one country to another that's doing that loop with their fiat and XRP. Think of it as a noodle of spaghetti. And that is representing a corridor between two parties, the sender and the receiver, providing the solution to the demand between those two different country currencies. So let me just show you a image here where we are looking at SBI Remit in Japan, and they're using the exchange here, SBI VC Trade. And then here is your XRP ledger, and it goes to the Philippines, gets exchanged out on coins.ph, goes to the receiver, who then distributes out in the pesos. So this is our noodle right here. This is our spaghetti noodle, all right? Why I am using that particular example is because, well, for one thing, the exchanges, they're market makers. They make their money on the spreads. That volatility for them, they love it because that's how they make their money. The crypto exchanges participating in ODL are increasing. Zago, for example, is an exchange in South Africa. They are using on-demand liquidity, ODL. They're also doing market making, and they even have an arbitrage bot as a product. So there is a lot of money to be made. And now back to the noodles. You think about this big pile of spaghetti noodles, each noodle representing a corridor. That's a bunch of piles of XRP. It's a bunch of impact on the supply. Supply and demand are, I think, easy tokenomics. Everyone understands. And as the XRP builds out, all of these noodles are going to represent a receiver and a sender who are facilitating XRP in that loop. It's going to require a lot of XRP. As a matter of fact, all of that is being tracked on Whale Watch. You probably wouldn't know this site either. You have to be kind of deep in the weeds to know that it exists. This has been developed by Latham, and he is called it the 3xrp.dev site. And right under the Whale Watch, which is a premium service here, you'll be able to see the exchanges that are building out using XRP for on-demand liquidity. In fact, these whales are hungry. On September 9th, from Ripple to Bitstamp in one day, which is an ODL partner, 10 million XRP. From Ripple to Bitso, 20 million XRP. So the tools that Latham has built is starting to collect data, and we'll be able to make some projections really soon on that impact of the supply and also how many noodles are on the plate. Okay, so there are a lot of use cases out there that are growing in addition to the on-demand liquidity. And this is going to be used not only for payments, but micro streaming for content monetization. It's a store of value. It's going to be used in online gaming. And gosh, with the launch of the DeFi on Flare networks, not only XRP will have utility, but your favorite coin, Litecoin. I had to put that in. And even Doge is going to be programmable to make money. How about that? So I just am getting you updated, George, because it's very important. If you're going to be seen as an expert in this space, I know it's a little tough. I definitely struggle with it on a lot of other projects, but when it comes to XRP, I am paying extra attention. And so I feel like maybe I can help you out just a little bit. All right, everybody, we are jumping to the fluff. This is a picture of Tokyo. Yeah, I wasn't so train crazy until I came to Japan, but it's very easy to become a real train fan because there are so many different styles, so many different lines, so many new luxury trains, in addition to the bullet train, which is the Shinkansen. It's just one of those super fun things to follow. For example, this is a train that's going to start this Saturday, and it is pretty unique in its interior on the inside. It is going to be in the theme of a Thai fish, a celebration Thai fish. So you can see that it is actually, this is the fish face here. Even the handles are in the shape of fish, and it's got special interior and special floors. Just super fun. They make taking a train super fun. This is Kamome. It's a next generation N700 S series that's going to be able to take 396 travelers in the autumn of 2022. It's really going to be special on the inside. Take a look at this. This is the president of the Japan Railway in Kyushu with the designer. And this is testing out some of the chairs that they're going to use. And if you are just wanting to see the country, this is one of the best ways. They have these cars that are built, really to be able to view the scenery as you go. And also there's hotel rooms that are all decked out in a train theme. And you also have some beautiful train stations that are just getting some magnificent public art. This is one that is in Nagoya. So that site I want to tell you about, because if you want to travel when you come to Japan in one of these trains, this is the perfect Twitter feed to follow. This is at JPN Station. Superb for the views that you'll see, the trains that are available, the routes that are there. It's just everything train. So I think this is just, a really great source for anybody who wants to come to Japan. There's a lot to see, and you can see it by rail. Look at that gorgeous picture. Very cool. I'm not quite sure which train this is, but it looks definitely like Mount Fuji in the back. This is the one I want to take my dad on. This goes from Tokyo to Izu Peninsula. It's a luxury train. I just think that it would be so fun. It even has a full kitchen. How nice is that? All right, everybody, do take care. Oh, this train, just by the way, in case you want to take this one out of Tokyo down the coast, it's called the Saphir Odoriko. All right, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.